How's it going, everybody? So coming at you today with another installment of 10 albums that you need to listen to again. And as I said in a previous video that I did, these might be albums that are on your shelf already, just collecting dust. And if your collection is anything like mine, you've probably got a lot of music to listen to, and some of these albums you might not have pulled out in a while. So I'm sort of kind of encouraging you to dig some of these out now. You might not have some of these in your collection. If you don't, maybe they're albums that you should probably check out. So here we go. 10 more albums that I'm going to show you from my collection that you need to listen to again, because you probably have them. First one, how about a classic from 1966, Bob Dylan's seventh album, Blonde on Blonde. One of my favorites. This has I Want You on it, Just Like a Woman, Rainy Day Women, number 12 and 35, Visions of Johanna, a whole bunch of classic Dylan songs. It just has that let's hit record and see what happens sort of vibe to it, but in a good way. Dylan's Blonde on Blonde. Dig that one out, guys. From Bob Dylan to the mighty Motorhead. So happy that I saw these guys live before Lemmy's unfortunate passing. This is a classic, Ace of Spades. And it reads like a greatest hits. Ace of Spades, Love Me Like a Reptile, Shoot You in the Back, We Are the Road Crew, Jailbait, Bite the Bullet. One of my favorites, The Chase is Better Than the Catch. If you're new to Motorhead, I would definitely start with this album. Just a classic. All right, from Motorhead, let's do some prog. And talking about one of the prog giants, and that would be King Crimson. And this is their album, Red. Came out actually the same month and the same year that I was born, October of 1974. Of course, you've got the trio of Robert Fripp, John Wetton, and Bill Bruford. One of their heaviest albums, extremely proggy. The title track, Fallen Angel, One More Red Nightmare. Providence, Starless. Amazing, heavy prog. Dig this one out, guys. It's Saturday. Spend some time with that album. Probably my favorite country singer of all time, Johnny Cash, and I'm talking about Live at San Quentin. I like this one just a tad bit better than Folsom Prison. This came out way back in 1969. And I believe the story is that Merle Haggard was in the audience at this concert, or one of the times that Johnny performed at San Quentin, and sort of spurred Merle to get back on track and realize, hey, I could do this as well. Johnny Cash and the band banging through songs like Wanted Man, Wreck of the Old 97, which is awesome, I Walk the Line. I love his song Starkville City Jail. Listen to his little story before that song. And, of course, the title track that he wrote for this. And you've got Boy Named Sue on here. Many people don't realize that that actually was written by Shel Silverstein. Yes, the children's poet. Classic album. I know you guys probably have it in your collection. Dig it out. You've got this one, though. The Beatles Magical Mystery Tour. My favorite album is the White Album. This is probably a close second for me. Released as a double EP in the UK, and a regular album in the US. This is so good. I mean, you've got hits such as Strawberry Fields Forever and All You Need Is Love and Hello, Goodbye. But you've also got some deeper cuts, which I really love as well, as Blue Jay Way and Your Mother Should Know. I love the title track, Flying, I Am the Walrus, Baby You're a Rich Man. Just an amazing album by the Beatles. You've got this one in your collection. Go on, dig it out, listen to it. I remember when I got this as a kid, not when it was released. I'm not that old, guys, because this was released back in '68. But Iron Butterfly's second album, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. As a kid, I heard stories about this song. And, many of the hard rock and metal bands that I was listening to sort of cited Iron Butterfly as like, kind of the beginnings of, hard rock, heavy metal. So I definitely went on a search for this album as a kid, picked it up, and I was a little lukewarm on it at first because, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, just that crushing riff of that song. And the first side, sort of psychedelic, mellow stuff. Most Anything You Want, Flowers and Beads. But what I noticed about this album, the more that I listened to, it builds up to that second side. So as I said, Most Anything You Want, Flowers and Beads. It starts to get heavier. My Mirage, Termination, and then the drumming of Are You Happy? Very, very heavy. And then it culminates in that second side of In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. Iron Butterfly, very, very underrated. This is not my favorite by them. Ball would be my favorite by them. But this is a classic album that you need to dig out again. It's in your collection, guys. I know it is. Next one. How about, I don't know, you ever heard of that band Pink Floyd? Well, they released an album back in 1971 called Meddle. Dig this one out, guys. Includes Echoes, a sidelong proggy masterpiece. This came in between Atom Heart Mother and Obscured by Clouds. Obscured by Clouds, another favorite of mine. This, I feel like this album doesn't really get mentioned that often. Let me just sit back here so you can see that. And it should. What an amazing album by the mighty Pink Floyd. One of These Days, A Pillow of Winds, Fearless, Saint-Tropez, Seamus, and then, of course, side 2, Echoes, recorded at Abbey Road Studios. I mean, everything adds up, guys. Awesome, amazing album. Let's go to the 80s now, 1981, and I'm talking about The Police, Ghost in the Machine. You remember The Police. Every Little Thing She Does is Magic, Invisible Sun, Spirits in the Material World, The Police, Firing on All Cylinders. Just an amazing album. 1981. This is my favorite album from this band. And it's totally different than The Police. And I'm talking about Motley Crue. Their debut, Too Fast for Love. This is an early pressing of the album. It's not the Leather Records issue, but it is an early pressing. My favorite by the Crue. It's a mixture of punk, glam, hard rock, heavy metal. Just has an urgency to it. The songs are there. It's a great album. Say what you want about the Crue, and I feel like they're one of those bands that maybe should have retired a little sooner than they did, but they have some great albums, and this is a classic album. My favorite by them, Too Fast for Love, 1981. And something a little different. Let's do a newer album, newer, from 2011. And I'm talking about the Fleet Foxes, and this is their album, Helplessness Blues. I really like the Fleet Foxes a lot. And the first time I heard them, I got visions and, sort of vibes of Simon and Garfunkel, the harmonies of Simon and Garfunkel, sort of the instrumentation of those 60s folk rock bands. A little bit of psych, as I said, a little bit of folk. This is a great album. Anything by the Fleet Foxes is awesome. If you've never checked out the Fleet Foxes, but as I said, if you like the harmonies of Simon and Garfunkel and just sort of 60s folk, psych stuff, you dig them. So there you go, guys. 10 more albums you need to listen to again. Have a great weekend. Bye.